Mara is not in the growth account. No. All right. S&P did have a little bit of a gap up. So the futures opened up, gapped up, and we're pushing up. Quite the green open. That is something to talk about. This is not like SPY gapping up because that doesn't matter. The futures actually gapping up. Pretty decent deal. Gapped up a pretty decent chunk. So gapped up, pushing up. Overall, looks like a green open. You know, anything could happen. There's a lot of time before market opens tomorrow, so maybe we just melt this thing off. But kind of right now, it looks like that zone ultimately held. You had to just be bullish in this overall market. And last week we drew these expected move lines out. This is one standard deviation. This is two. We were going there, which is why we had to draw out two standard deviations on the charts. Notice we closed right back in. So market makers didn't want to do any work last week. Like, you know what? I don't feel like delta hedging. I don't feel like doing anything else. Let's just bring it back up. Let's not jack around. And that's exactly what happened. We got outside the expected move, brought it right back in. Try it again. They said, listen, what are the interns running the show? Get that thing back in there. Gapped it all the way up. Tried to. I don't have this week's. I have this week's done, just not on the charts yet. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull those up. I don't have time. I'm actually in a time crunch right now, so we're gonna keep on pace on this one. I'm trying to get to a little bit TikTok on screen. I'm streaming right now on TikTok as well. You're gonna have to just pay attention. IWM expected move 566, QQQ 1191, SPY 1068, Tesla 1781, Meta with earnings this week pricing in a $47.08 move. Microsoft $20.49, Nvidia $7.54, Amazon $12.66, Apple $9.33, Google, who does have earnings, $10.73. Ford, I assume they have earnings this week because they're normally 40 cents. Their expected move this week is 94 cents, almost $1 move. Palantir 231. Intel, is that awkwardly 231? Did I mess that up? AMD 1245. What would we say? Intel 231, Palantir 231. All right, just a coincidence. If you're on TikTok now, you're thinking, wait a minute, what? I didn't get a chance to write that down. This is live on YouTube as well. Just go over to my channel, and you can literally just pause this full screen. TikTok can't see it, but there is the tickers to the left of this blue column. So for everyone that does have my charts, those lines will be drawn out. Just given the time crunch right now, I want to make sure I get everything. NASDAQ, let's really get in here. This light blue line at the top, just all-time highs. I got tired of like zooming out, so all-time highs is all that is. Last week, ridiculous. So just absolutely playing pinball back and forth in these zones, just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Told you guys this is about to break. We broke it to the downside first, bounced out of this zone, made a quick little pit stop, sent it, holding, and we gapped up on this one. So I would assume this week, as of right now, again, don't have a crystal ball, but if there was going to be another coincidence that I was right, I bet this week we make it to this upper zone right up here. So if the lines, my lines don't work. Does anybody know anybody that works at TradingView? Can you tell them to get it in gear? This is really annoying. I should be able to hit Alt-H and then it drops a horizontal line. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't even know what causes that. Am I still holding that yen USD trade? It tagged out. I did get back in, but not as much. And I'm about to soon. I'm going to wait for the trend to actually break. It tagged out. We got up to the zone, so I had to take a zone play on that one. All right. As far as the NASDAQ goes, kind of cruising, holding that trend overall. Russell, I don't know if anyone is even trading this right now. I would have to go long. Let's just see what financials look like. Maybe not. Maybe you hang out on the Russells. If the financials are breaking this trend, decide it wants to come down to this yellow zone, you will see the Russell reflect that, and you'll probably see the Russell down here at this yellow zone. Right now, to keep it very simple, and it does not have to get any harder than this, drop base, right? It's a drop base drop or a drop base rally. I am coming up on 12 years of doing this. Guys, there's only so many outcomes. The candles have always been red or green. Up a little bit, up a lot. Down a little bit, down a lot. Like, that's about what we're playing right now. Okay, I don't really want to simplify it that much. But before you completely overthink it, so those are outcomes, right? So all this is how can we take advantage of the move if we're right? And if we're wrong, how do we get out without just losing the farm? Is it time to buy December 20 Google calls? I'm bullish actually. So if I'll tell you what, I'm bullish that particular ticker. I would want to be in before earnings if I was going to make that play. That dollar's just way too strong. Hang on a second. Uh, not really. Dollar's actually just very, very horizontal. That's all it is.